It's kind of windy. Good morning to test out our new Hollyland Mark M1 noise canceling microphone. Ready? This would be unusual if Steve got out before T-Rex. I don't think so. So the thing about the noise canceling microphone, now Steve's all wound around the chair. Sorry about that, Steve. Yeah. I got to put on the lavalier microphone. I got to attach something to my phone. I got to put the cat and the dog on the leash and the rope and get them out the door. And it probably sounds a lot better. 68 degrees at 8:14 on July 26th. The much anticipated cool shot from Canada has arrived. So it's all simple, right? Well, no, it's never all simple. The sky is not exactly bright blue now, is it? Tremendous amount of smoke in the sky. So as much as you love to talk about the beautiful weather that's come into New England, it's hard not to notice the fires that are devastating the West Coast. The one in California, this is heartbreaking, was arson. Man lit his car on fire somehow and sent it down into the gully. That's called the Park Fire. And then the one in Oregon started from lightning. And here's the smoke forecast across North America. We'll just get this out of the way right now. The smoke is going up around an upper level low that's in Western Canada and then spreading across much of Canada and right into New England this morning. There's the moon. I haven't seen the moon in a while because it's been taking the southern sky and I face north. Good to see you. Waning gibbous buck moon this morning. The satellite imagery really does show the smoke in the sky from early in the day. And a lot of the images we've seen of the sunrise show the smoke also. So it's way up in the sky. It's not down near the ground here. And it'll probably dissipate a bit over the weekend. It did rain yesterday. Barbara says, why is your rainwater orange? Barbara, the rainwater is orange because whatever the birds are eating, somewhat of an orange tinted berry. 0.05 or so yesterday in a quick shower. And it wasn't just a shower for everybody. Look at Stanley Foreman in Peabody, Massachusetts, shortly after a brief flash flood. So some people in eastern Massachusetts, come on, Tim, in eastern Massachusetts yesterday picked up another ½ inch to an inch of rain, but it was highly localized. Most of us just had a quick shower. We were at the Blue Hill Observatory, and you're teaching a course called Launch Your Meteorology Career, and everybody's looking at their app on their phone with the radar and the thunderstorms. Can we go up on the roof? Well ahead of the lightning, yes, we can go up on the roof. So that kind of delayed class a bit yesterday. And today, this morning, Sean Ernst is talking about the Cape Cod tornado on a Zoom. So that's why I'm able to be here with you this morning. I'm going to Blue Hill this afternoon. And here we are looking right into the wind at the gull and the plane. And it probably sounds pretty good. If you are picking up the wind, there's actually this cover I can put on my microphone. But thank you all for commenting on the wind. So less ambient, but you can hear my voice much better. So there's always a trade-off. Not going to hear the birds and the waves as much. Nevertheless, instinct says, Tim, get out of the wind anyway. This is called cold air advection. It's not really that cold. The temperature this morning started off at about, 65 with a dew point of 55. And because it was fairly windy overnight, it's fairly uniform temperatures until you get underneath the center of the high. In the upper left there, north of Toronto this morning, the temperature and dew point in the low and mid 40s. We may have a little of that coming into northern New England tonight and tomorrow. This is a sprawling high-pressure system. You see 3 fronts on the analysis, 2 having gone by and another one left in Ontario. That one in Ontario is going to dissipate as it comes into New England. So that's going to be just a slightly cooler, drier air mass coming into mostly just Maine tonight and tomorrow. So in Maine, there may be some record-challenging low temperatures tomorrow morning. What is going on there? Really pretty. 2 bugs. They probably say, Tim, we're trying to be alone here. And the webs, spider webs. So slightly cooler air comes in tonight and tomorrow morning, and less humid. Tomorrow's the 46th annual Dennis Road Race. Last year, it was about 90 degrees with a dew point in the mid-70s. This year, it'll be about 80 degrees with a dew point closer to 60, so much more comfortable this weekend. Probably the nicest weekend of the summer. As the high comes in, the wind is going to slack and it's going to come around to a sea breeze. Here's the Boston 5-day meteogram, and there are the temperatures, close to 80 each day, and then the wind comes onshore. Actually, a fairly gusty sea breeze is forecast by the Euro. And then what is that on Monday? Raindrops. What's that all about? Well, if you've been following along, and you know you got to follow along every day because you never know what I'm going to come up with, but I always try and connect the dots on how the forecast changes. Weather comes in waves and weather forecasts come in waves. And we've been talking about the upper level cutoff low pressure system with a 570 thickness. The reason I say that with such exaggeration, emphasis, is that it's summertime and an upper level low with 570 thickness. I mean, that's about a 90 degrees surface temperature if you can get a land breeze and sunshine underneath an unstable, relative to all the air around it, cool pool aloft. And so let's go to the Euro and see what happens. There's the weekend, no problem, right? And then look at the front off to the south of New England. All of a sudden, there's low pressure on that front, which had been forecast all along, but it was supposed to stay out in the ocean. But now it tries to curve back towards southern New England under the influence of the upper level low. We have a surface low, about 10-12, coming into Long Island Sound on Sunday night. So showers are possible in southern New England with wind from the northeast late Sunday night. I think that the threat is minimal. But the GFS also has some rain coming in here on Monday, just some. And so I've been talking how that may prevent a big heat wave. Time out from that, the sequence of maps to look at the neighbor's flag in the wind and the rabbit in the sedge grass. Why don't you eat all that sedge grass, Mr. Bunny? All right, so next week we're talking about the heat expanding across the nation, right? And here we'll go back to the maps in motion, and you get showers and thunderstorms, so that upper level low is going to decay, and now we're going to have more of a typical kind of weak fronts coming across southern Canada situation with chances for showers and thunderstorms just about every day. And we are going to get low pressure over the Great Lakes, and the Bermuda High is going to build back up, and that's going to cause the humidity to go way up. So by about Tuesday or so, we're back into the humid weather with temperatures climbing through the 80s, dew points approaching 70. And then I think off and on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, temperature's going to stay up in the 80s, and if there's enough sun, we'll be in the 90s, especially away from the coast. So a potential heat wave is in the books for next week in the forecast prognostication, and it may come with abundant rain. I mean, some of the guidance has more than an inch or an inch and a half of rain coming in here. And Wednesday the 31st, that's our Trillium event for the Blue Hill Observatory. Hopefully you can join us. It looks like it's going to be warm and sticky with a slight chance of a thunderstorm, very similar to how it was last year. And after that, probably stay warm. Looks like the Euro's trying to send a tropical cyclone into the Gulf of Mexico late next weekend. Otherwise, hot coast to coast. So call this an intermission on the summer heat, and just perfectly timed for a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. Sunburn factor a 10 out of 10. And more yesterday, so much going on, and all those Met geeks are looking out the window for a thunderstorm, and I kind of lagged behind. I went up for the roof, to the roof for a minute, but I wasn't going to stand out in the rain and lightning, so I was just peeking my head out the door of the Michael's Hall for Scientific Discovery, watching the rain and calling the play-by-play on the extreme stats that are etched in stone outside there on the Centennial Monument. And all of a sudden, a mama deer shows up. I didn't know it was a mama deer until a couple of minutes later when I saw the two baby deers. Like I was calling her Bambi's mother. And so that was fun seeing the deer. And then coming back, I went over to Bert's Boatyard, and then I got a tour of Cindy's farm stand. I mean, I made a 5-minute video. I can't show all of that. And then as I'm coming home, I noticed that Beals Park had opened. I may have noticed that I was showing them building the roof as I was driving by. So we have a new park in North Weymouth, and the skate park is drawing all kinds of people from all over the place. Mostly nice. One young man, though, launched out of the park. They always try and take it to an extreme. Went over the garden, over the footpath, pretty dangerous, and may or may not have seriously injured himself. But he called me a geriatric F. And he said, look at his sneakers. I said, what's wrong with these sneakers? They're older than you. Frank Malicote gave me these sneakers in 1992, and I didn't even start wearing them for 15 years. It's hard to find good footwear. So anyhow, I hope you're okay, and Then we came back and we did have a nice sunset out here, Steve and I watching the sun go down. So we just at 10 minutes now. Here's the and more from yesterday, all over the place. So Jim, what happened on your birthday?
Looks like 21 tornadoes.
What?
Yep.
What did you just say? You came up there and went,
That's my birthday.
that's your birthday? Oh my goodness, that kind of explains your passion for meteorology. You were born on a frenetic day.
Yeah.
And that was April 2008.
Yeah.
So would you like to see that kind of weather again someday? Are you into storm chasing?
I don't know if I'd want it as like a job, but it's definitely something that I would like to do at some point.
All right. Well, I think you got the right birthday for it. In April, anything can happen. You have the cold coming from the north and hitting the heat from the south. Cool. We're doing birthday analysis. Oops. You guys gonna have kite wars? Mark, what's that kite made out of?
Paper, pretty sure.
Paper.
Yeah.
Wow. Looks like we have some weather gathering behind us. Seriously, it looks like a really threatening sky developing. Where's the other kite flyer? Way down there. No better demonstration of moving air than a flying kite. Get a hawk right between the two kites. I just heard him screech. Do it again. Screech, that is. So I just went out and the guys got the kites going up, and it looks like we got thunderstorms building somewhere. Have you seen them on radar?
So we're gonna get the good stuff for the kites.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and that's where
You
we
get
are.
a bunch of weather geeks together and you get weather. That's what happens. Look at those lines coming right at us.
Yeah.
Neat.
Can you
When thunder roars, we'll go outdoors. 2:46 p.m. We interrupt this launch your meteorology career, kite flying and birthday surface analysis to go outdoors and watch a thunderstorm come in. So, what's our plan when the lightning starts? All right. Anybody seen any lightning bolts yet? All right. Well, technically we're stretching the bounds of safety, but that's what we do in this business. And this is how reports used to be filed. Please do not touch. Donations are helpful. And that's how we calculated something or other. And the roof is this way. Through the observation room. Brand new renovations. And then you see the radar, always loaded. No reports of any severe weather. It looks like the heaviest weather is going off in Beverly. And we've got a little gap in there. That way.
Right over us. Like, this is a new development. This isn't like, it's like developing like right ahead of the storm. Oh, really? Yeah, it's like coming in and like, bam. Oh, this is coming closer. No doubt. It's like they're wrestling.
Yeah.
The clouds are really big. Yeah.
It's the fascination of weather that brings us all together. We're gonna all go down with the ship together. Anything scary coming? See anything scary down there?
I don't know.
Nah, just fun.
Peaceful.
Matt, how many thunderstorms have you watched up here so far?
Countless numbers.
And then you go in just in the nick of time?
Yeah, yes, pretty much.
We'll go in
I've been up here
momentarily. Oh, there's a swallow.
Yeah, tree swallows.
Not a lot of official sunlight measurements, but this is an official heliostat. And you can see we've just had a little bit of sunshine so far today. Just enough heating to fire up these thunderstorms. I was kind of thinking that the HRR was kind of underdone this morning. Didn't really show much coming in at us. Is it coming right at us or what?
Yeah, it's coming.
We're gonna feel it.
Maybe like a mile and a half to the north, but it's basically.
See a wall of water. It's fun watching a squall come in.
It'd be kind of nice. If it
More
was
fun with the
totally
time
clear.
lapse.
Yeah, because see, they're congealing
Yeah.
in a way.
It's growing.
had to like run down before the chauffeur crowd came over. Yeah. It was cool though.
Yeah,
Really cool.
definitely.
No regrets from that.
Never.
Mish Michaels Hall for Scientific Discovery, the original Blue Hill Observatory Library with the Roman gods of weather on all corners, and currently the classroom for Launch Your Meteorology Career, but I've lost all my students. We're doing the weather analysis for the day they were born. It's a forensic analysis, but they're all, I don't think they're on the roof anymore, but they're watching the weather, maybe with Matt in the instrument room, which is right through there. We've had a couple of fairly close lightning strikes, but nothing that alarming. Can you read that? The temperature average 47 degrees the first 100 years, highest 101 degrees on August 10th, 1929. Is that right? Oh, 49. Sorry, 49. Lowest was 21 below. I think I just saw lightning. February 9th, 1934. So the hottest and the coldest weather. Can you hear me now? So I'm not using any fancy microphones, just the iPhone microphone right this second. It does have much better peripheral audio than my new fancy lavalier. I almost make it look like snow. This is where I learned to snow ski. Probably 50 years ago. Ski slopes are right down there. And of course the highest wind. Hurricane in 1938, sustained 121, gust to 186 miles per hour. Precipitation. Average 47.44 per year. 24-hour max 9.93, August 18 and 19, 1955 with Diane. Storm max 12.77, same storm Diane. Monthly max 1878 in August of 1955. Oh, wildlife alert, wildlife alert. Just had a nice cool downdraft. Bambi's mother has just showed up, keeping an eye on us. Yeah. Oh, there's Bambi and Bambi's twin. How about this? Mommy, is this thunderstorm going to be safe? Oops. Come on, kids. Let's go. They're like eating. Do they even know that it's a thunderstorm? There goes one. One more left there, baby deer.
You like saw this? Like,
Is it over yet? Is the sun coming out?
It's raining. Trying to.
So what do we get? Where's the official rain gauge? What's the official? It's outside, right?
It's outside, but the electronic says 1100s.
1100s. All that for 1100s. Still sticky. That was what we call a prefrontal trough with the showers and storms. Just barely 1/10 of an inch of rain here. And there it goes. And there I go. My house is through there. There it is. That's the drier air coming in over the Fore River Bridge. And state of the blueberries looking plump. Some have gone by, but there are still plenty more to go. Wow, Cindy's got it going on. Look at these tomatoes. There's even a little arch entrance through the cherries. Everything seems to be, whoa, that's gorgeous.
Slicing tomatoes.
Slicing tomatoes. They're so red, so ready to go.
Everything is started from seed. Everything is organic.
Brilliant. What's your secret to having such a prolific garden?
I don't know that I have a secret. I just use compost, and I'm out here weeding and taking care of it a little bit every day. Then there's some peppers there, regular bell peppers.
Do all bell peppers turn red eventually?
I suppose. I don't usually let them on the vine long my one secret that I do is I collect rainwater off of my roofs into rain barrels, and then as they fill, I then pump the water up into these troughs.
Wow.
And the troughs,
The troughs have fish?
they are goldfish.
Oh, there's fish in there.
So I have 3 100-gallon troughs. So I water from here. The fish fertilize the water fertilizes the plants.
Oh my goodness.
So-
Genius. You're a genius.
I don't know, a genius, I don't know, a little bit crazy, I think.
Aren't we all? Right?
But yeah, so I have 3 of these tanks.
Wow, those are exceptional eggplants. They're like bowling pin eggplants.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Cindy. And I don't know, I guess, are we allowed to say where we are? Or should we just like,
Well, we're in North Weymouth, on Norton Street in North Weymouth. We have just a little farm stand at the side of the road that we pick every morning and put things out by the road.
cool.
Wednesdays and Saturdays we have some vegetables from here. Vegetables every day and blueberries Wednesdays.
I've been
and
admiring your
Saturdays.
garden for years, and especially the blueberries. How long are the blueberries going to keep coming for?
We have staggered season on the blueberries, so some of them we've been picking for 3 weeks, and then they'll go through the end of August. So
And another announcement from North Weymouth, although they've been kind of poaching this place for a while, Beal Park has opened. And it's more than just a park, it's a skateboard park, and people are coming from all around to test their skills. This is awesome. Wow. Little did I know there was an opening today. Wow. Awesome. You may have noticed yesterday I was driving by and they were just finishing the roof here, so it looks like we've even got a entertainment venue. This is like 2 seconds from my house. The old sledding hill is the new sledding hill, and it's open. Looks like people have come all around though. The skate park looks like the biggest draw. We never know what I'm going to run into. Those last 2 elements of the garden and then the board park, totally spontaneous. I had no idea that Beal Park opened today. And it was mostly a pleasant experience. Ask me someday if you see me what else was not so pleasant. Anyhow, pleasant air, moving in, and more. I can't stop. The air just started coming in pretty briskly from the northwest. The beginning of the new, drier air. 8:30. What a day. The front just really went through with the dry air, and the wind is picking up now, just post sunset. It's all changing by the second. Turn off your air conditioners. New air from Canada. Most wind we've had in about 5 days.